Hi there, I'm Lisa Thompson, author of The Great Escape, A Girl's Guide to Leaving a Marriage. Today I just want to share a few tips, 3 important tips with you. If you have a relationship with a narcissist in your life that you can't just end, so you really have no choice. So 3 tips to manage the narcissist in your life. Number 1, keep contact to a minimum. So this obviously sounds like common sense, and it kind of is. But what happens is we tend to get a little bit caught up in the relationship, whether it's a family member or an ex-spouse, where they tend to have some power over us, and they say, well, I want you here or there at this time or date for whatever reason. And what happens is, if we've been victimized by this person, we have a tendency to let them take that power from us, and we feel that we have to do these things and that we don't have a choice. And that's just not the case. We can always say no. So it's very important to just sort of stop and think about it and weigh out whether you really have to participate in this particular event, occasion, whatever it might be. And it's always your choice to say no to certain things, to keep that contact to a minimum. Okay, so and number 2, and this one's really important, set your boundaries and try to really maintain these boundaries with the narcissist in your life. So, it's different for everyone, every situation. So depending on your situation, you're going to have different boundaries than, say, I do or did. But just to give you an example, I remember someone asking me for a little bit of advice in managing the narcissist in their life. And what I had recommended to that person is avoid going over to the narcissist's house, because they tend to be a little bit of the king of the castle type of attitude, where they feel that they are at liberty to dish out any kind of verbal abuse that they think pops into their head. So in this particular circumstance, I recommended for the person to meet with the narcissist at a neutral location. Maybe it was a restaurant, maybe they had lunch, maybe they had coffee. But it took away that emotional aspect of interacting with the narcissist, and it also took away a little bit of the narcissist's power. So that's just an example of one type of boundary. And also, it's okay to tell the narcissist that you have this boundary. So in this example, the narcissist would, of course, come up with a reason for the victim to come to his house again and say, we're having whatever occasion and I'd really like you to be there, type of thing. And again, there's that pressure. But this person really, I was quite proud of him, because he really did sort of stick to his boundary, and he made it very clear, well, no, that's not something I'm participating in right now. That's just crossing my boundary. So it worked very well for him. And setting and maintaining these boundaries can allow you to have, a limited relationship with the narcissist. But that's kind of all you're striving for, right? I mean, it's not going to be a deep relationship. Even if it's a distant relationship, these boundaries will help you survive. So setting and maintaining your boundaries. Number 3, something that's really important here too, a tip. Make sure you document any verbal abuse or abusive behaviors that are happening. So if you are going through a divorce and there's some legal action, perhaps child custody, outstanding, something like that, this will really be important, because it can actually be used as evidence in your case. So the more information you have, the better, as far as, exactly what was said, the date, the time, the place. Those are 3 things that you really want to make sure that you write all of that down and you have that information. It gives your evidence credibility. So, and the other thing is, even if you don't have a legal action going on, it's really a good idea to keep track of things that are said, behaviors, anytime that you've been victimized by this person, because it's good to look back and review periodically the abusive patterns and remind yourself, okay, this person really took liberty of abusing me at this point. Because what happens in these relationships, it's because we're, a person who doesn't have as much narcissist in their, like you and I, we tend to try to see the best in these people, and we hope for the best in the relationship. But what can happen is within that hope, we tend to forget some of the things that have happened in the past. We want to put it behind us. We want to move forward with this person. But the danger in forgetting the abuse and forgetting these patterns is that they will come back and they will repeat, and next thing you know, you're being victimized again. So even if you don't have a legal thing going on with your divorce, it is really important to keep a journal just for your own reference. Okay, so those are the 3 tips. Number 1, keep contact to a minimum. Number 2, set your boundaries and maintain those boundaries. And number 3, make sure you document behavior and verbal abusive statements so that you have that for your reference. I wish you all the best in that, and I hope these few tips helped. If you liked this video and found it helpful, please share and like, and I'd love it if you popped over to my site. I have a few written pieces on narcissistic personalities and managing the narcissist. Until next time, thank you so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.